Good afternoon. This is Chandra Easton here from Living in Light, Star Astrology Healing. I wanted to speak to you this afternoon about the Archangel Zadkiel and Lady Archangel Amethyst and the role that they have to play in this third decade of the 21st century. I'm an esoteric astrologer, and you'll find on my website, starastrologyhealing.com, lots of resources, meditations, teachings and the like. Yes, so let's just talk about the seventh ray, the ceremonial order and magic ray as it is known, and how it's connected to law and order and either civilization working well or the breakdown of civilization. There are 7 visible rays of light and 3 invisible ones, and the 7th ray that these archangels work upon is the ray of violet fire and violet flame, known as ceremonial order and magic. And all across our television screens these days, we know that there's chaos and there's a lack of order and there's a lack of civility, and civilization and society seems to be crumbling. And this is because we've entered into the age of the heart, the age of Aquarius, otherwise known as the age of Maitreya. And it's important to try and find out what it is that... what can we do to change this? How can we help? And, we can't pick up the gun or pick up the sword, but there is a divine justice and divine law that is working out. And really what's being worked out is the karma of humanity. That's my karma and my nation's karma and my family's karma and individual, cultural karma, collective karma. And we are being held to account for our behaviour over the last few thousand years. And, in the Christian traditions, normally the archangels were associated with very momentous events like the birth of Christ, for instance, or in this image here from the Bible, just the sort of the end of everything. And it's important to realise that it's not the end of everything, it's the beginning of something new. So speaking about Lady Amethyst, she is the intelligence within the transmuting violet fire and violet flame, and this is the ray and the frequency that we can call into healing. And we can work with amethyst in colour, and we can wear them as jewels or as clothes to assist us in the purification of our astral bodies. Not many images of Lady Archangel Amethyst. This one here is by Mickey Allen, and it's from it's a mural, very large mural in the Temple of Truth in Melbourne in Australia. Yes, and so we have to learn to invoke and to pray and to call for the healing energies and the angels who work for Lady Amethyst to assist us to cleanse things. Look, maybe it's trauma from this life, maybe it's something from several lifetimes ago, but whatever it is that you need to be cleansed, we have to learn to pray and to call and invoke. And what happens when we call the Holy Ones on the 7th ray, then we access the Grail light of their pure hearts, and we access the redemptive healing energy of forgiveness and the light of the Grail, which actually comes from the 6th ray, but combines beautifully with this violet fire and violet flame. Archangel Zadkiel is also known as the Archangel of Invocation, and he's been with humanity basically since Atlantean times. And there's many foci on Earth, but one of them is in Cuba. This is the Temple of Purification. And, this is a place where we can access deep, deep purification simply by invoking and calling Archangel Zadkiel. Now, the male archangels do tend to work on behalf of society en masse, whereas the female archangels tend to work for us as individuals. And of course, there are various depictions of the archangels, and you'll see a couple here. This one here, Archangel Zadkiel's very purple and gold and holds what looks like a wand. In that earlier image, it looked a very alchemical image. Yes, because there are so many attributes associated with transformation. And here's another one of Zadkiel holding the Grail of violet fire and violet flame. And we certainly need transformation. We need transformation on a planetary level. We need it in our religions. We need it in our governments. We need it in science and medicine. But it's not just the Christian tradition that has the archangels, because in the Buddhic tradition they're known as the Dayani Buddhas. They are the first emanation of primeval light, sometimes referred to as the 7 Chohans, 7 spirits before the throne, 7 gods, 7 rays, 7 seraphs, 7 architects of the ancient world. The archangelic energy has been with us all throughout humanity, and you don't have to be Christian or even Buddhist to call upon them. You can invoke them in the name of your own soul and spirit. Yes, that's a very beautiful one there. I think it's supposed to be Gabriel. Here's another. And the thing to know about the archangels is that they work in unity. Yes, they do have particular frequencies that they work with individually, but they also work collectively for the collective good of humanity. Some of them, these biblical ones, look a little bit serious, and here's one of the 5 Dayani Buddhas from the Mahayana tradition, and they each have particular virtues and qualities and particular names. I'm sorry, I don't know the names. I'm not a deep student of Buddhism, but those who are would know of the Dayani Buddhas. And they are the spirits before the throne of God. They're very enlightened souls who are occupying vehicles of mastery and purity, and they work on behalf of humanity and the earth to assist us in this enormous transformation that we're going through at the moment. Because we can't do it on our own, and God help us if we think that the politicians can be the ones to save us, or even the religious leaders. And there are a number of colleagues or co-workers who work on the 7th ray, and the Lord Master R, or Master Rakosgia as he is known, is the regent of Europe and has a great deal to do with this ray of transformation and the energies of transmutation. And not only in Europe, also in the Americas and in Australia. And the Lord Master R is an interesting, a very enigmatic soul. And there is another teaching on my website to do with the festival of Master Rakosgia, and you might be interested to look that up if you'd like to know more about this ascended being. And he is the Chohan, the Maha Chohan actually, but the Chohan of the 7th ray, and his jewel flame is the Lady Porsche. And most people would know of Porsche from the Shakespearean tradition, where there's the energy of justice and mercy and compassion. And the Lady Porsche is a member of the board of Earth's Board of Karma, and so of course if there are karmic matters that you're trying to clear, you'd like some justice in the courts, you feel entangled in some complicated family dynamic, well, call for the Lady Porsche and these angels of justice. There's a very strong connection between the energy of Libra and justice. And we don't want justice for the individuals, we want justice for all and justice for a group. And the energy of justice has got a very strong connection to not only the 7th ray, but also that 1st ray. And of course there are other holy beings, and I think here of Saint Joan of Arc, who worked ceaselessly and tirelessly on behalf of the nation of France, and it was many centuries before she was deified by the Catholic Church. Yeah, so whenever you feel the need for justice, or you need help from the violet energies, or you're trying to clear yourself from karma, you can call upon the Lord Master R, the Lady Porsche, the Angels of Justice, Joan of Arc. Yes, and there's a particular times of the year when the angels work more diligently, and one of those times is what we know as Archangel Week, between the 23rd and the 29th of September. I'm not going to go into the work of all of the archangels during that very potent week, but if you have a look at the tabulation there that says Zadkiel and Amethyst, you'll see that the day of law and order, or the day of justice, is the 23rd of September, when these two angels and the host who work for them deeply involved in the transmutation of the karma to the best. And of course, it's up to us. We create the karma, and we need to change our behaviour and be the best that we can be in order to receive support from the archangelic realm for the purification of Earth. And that particular week, that 23rd to the 29th of September, is a wonderful week, and particularly the 23rd of September. And the way we can do this really is to be involved in community activities where we work with invocation or with prayer. You can work with the Violet Fire mantra as given out to humanity by the Lady Anandatara Shan. You can sing. It's a beautiful image here, something that my daughter drew long time ago. And I think it's a wonderful image of the Violet Fire Angels, because song and music, you can go to concerts, you can sing in a community choir, you can invoke, you can pray. But however you do it, there's more charge if it's done within a group. So to meet with like-minded souls around these holy festivals, not just the Archangel Week, but any of the holy festivals. They're Easter and Vesak and Christmas and Pentecost and the Asala, many spiritual festivals. But when we work and invoke on behalf of the best on a soul level for a group or a family or a nation, then we attract the attention of the archangelic host. Yes, okay, so Zadkiel and Amethyst, they have a particular role. They all have certain stations or places that they stand around the earth. And Zadkiel and Amethyst, they stand beneath the earth, and their task is to assist in keeping Earth stable in its orbit around the sun, and to cleanse, protect, purify the aura of the earth, because we're constantly making it toxic. The humans do this. And the energy of Zadkiel and Amethyst works through the fixed star Spica, which is found in the 23rd degree of Libra. It used to be in the constellation of Virgo, and it's through this fixed star Spica that the seventh ray, this ray of transformation, enters into Earth. And you can see from this tabulation here that each of the archangels work in a particular direction, north, south, east or west. Zadkiel works below the earth and within the orbit of the earth. Yeah. And so for the astrologers, it's interesting to note that if you have a planet in the 23rd degree of Libra, well, you've got a very strong connection into the fixed star Spica and into the energy of transformation, and you'll be keen to get things moving and get things going. That's what happens with the seventh ray, is that we sometimes individually on a personal level we get stagnated or stuck, and yet the soul energy of the seventh ray is to move us along and to clear obstacles out of the path. And the fixed star Spica is beautiful for this. And on a hierarchical level or on a group level, it impacts things like money. It activates through the board of karma, and we have the capacity to clear and transmute our own karma, our own Saturn. Yes, a very beatific fixed star. What did I say? I think it was 1.2 magnitude. I'm not sure. I'm not enough of an astronomer to know when you can see this, but I'm certain that it would be visible, because it's a high magnitude star, which means that it has greater potency, it holds greater light. Yes, and we need greater light because we are moving through this period of transition known as the Great Change, and this Great Change, it's disseminating this ray of violet fire and violet flame to transmute the physical body of the earth. And as this is occurring, well, we see it on the news. We see the earthquakes happening. We see the tectonic plates moving. We see the volcanoes erupting. I mean, just recently, we've had them in New Zealand and Japan. Occasionally we see tsunamis. Well, we haven't seen, probably for about 15 years, we haven't had a minor pole shift, but when we have pole shifts in the oceans, and the continents, everything moves and life is transformed utterly, and often hundreds of thousands of people perish and pass away. So the more work that we do to invoke and call and pray with this energy of the violet fire and the violet flame, and the more we become involved in group work for the transformation of our individual and our family and our national and our racial karma, the more likely it is that we'll get to stay on Earth, and that the Earth changes will be there, but not so big that life will be unsustainable. And we're seeing how increasingly life on Earth is a bit more tenuous, and we have a war happening and erupting in Europe, and changes afoot everywhere. Yes, and so I just wanted to speak to you about the significance and the importance of the invocations of the Archangels. And I refer you to the website of Lady Ananda Tarashan, heartflowworldwide.org, or maitreyatheosophy.org, because there are wonderful tools and teachings there that come from the heart of the Holy Ones. So there's the websites there. Yes, and just it's important to know that you're not alone. None of us are alone, and that we can continue to be supported individually as we move forward into the years to come. Yes. Thank you for that, and please feel free to check out my website for other resources. Bye for now.